my name's Deacon Ben Rivard. I'm a seminarian from the Diocese of Marquette. My home parish is All Saints Parish in Gladstone, Michigan. So it's if you cross the Mackinac Bridge, it's about 2 hours west and right on the shore of Lake Michigan. So I grew up in a really strong Catholic family. I'm the oldest of 10 kids. So I have 9 younger siblings, 7 brothers and 2 sisters. And growing up, the Catholic faith was something that was always really central to my family life. So I was homeschooled growing up, and because of that, our daily schedule, my parents were sure to bring me and my siblings to daily mass a couple times a week. We prayed the rosary every day together growing up. So I come from a really strong Catholic family, and the faith was always really important. By the time I got to high school, I became more involved in like the local youth group, and I started going on different trips. I went to the March for Life one year. I went to the Steubenville Youth Conference. If you're not familiar with what that is, it's a conference that's actually put on by the Diocese of Steubenville, and it's not Steubenville, Ohio, or I'm sorry, the School of Steubenville, and there are these conferences that are kind of held around the country, and it's a really intense weekend of prayer, of talks. There's adoration, confession. It's really an amazing experience, and I remember at one of these conferences, I had a really intimate and personal encounter with Jesus in the Eucharist, and that really changed everything for me. I was a freshman in high school, and from then on, I remember there was a change in the way I approached my faith. The faith was always something that was important for my parents. It was important in my family, but the Catholic faith became something that was really important to me. I really personally appropriated the Catholic faith, and so the Catholic faith wasn't any longer just the faith of my parents, but it was my own personal faith as well. And with that, the desire for priesthood also kind of entered my heart. It came into my heart. I had that really intense experience or personal encounter with Jesus in the Eucharist, and I remember thinking, gosh, like it would be so cool if I was able to bring Jesus to other people in that way through the Eucharist, through the sacraments, confession. Priests have a very special role in making God present in the world through the sacraments. So, and that desire never really went away. As I progressed in high school, like I said, I was part of a youth group. I went on several more retreats, and I began to pray on a regular basis. And that desire that I had to bring Jesus to others, especially through the sacraments, really grew. It grew in my heart. So I got to the end of high school, and I didn't go to seminary right away. I went to a school here in Escanaba called it's a community college called Bay College. So I went there for a few semesters, and during that time, I filled out the application to seminary and talked it over with my vocations director and my bishop, and they sent me down to Sacred Heart Seminary in January of 2015. So it's kind of my story in a nutshell. So a couple highlights from my time in seminary at Sacred Heart. I really love the seminary. It's a very special place to me, and I think the thing I'm most thankful for, looking back on my time there, is the friendships that I developed. So you really grow these amazing strong friendships with your brother seminarians. There's a saying that well, blood is thicker than water, but chrism is thicker than blood. I've always liked that saying, but there's a really strong brotherhood that you develop in the seminary. And I think if I had to highlight one of my favorite times or aspects of seminary life, it would be, it's hard to pick out one thing, but the different group activities that we do. We have this common area called Obergs in the seminary. It's a place where we get together to hang out, watch TV, play cards. And I formed a band actually after I was in seminary for a couple of years. And we put on a couple of shows, maybe 2 a semester, and have everybody, we perform for everyone. And it was really a time when it was a great time to let off steam. It was a great time for camaraderie, and those are really special moments. It's kind of unique. You don't really get to that in a whole lot of other venues or situations. So it was really special to be able to do that. Another favorite memory or instance of seminary life would probably be, I have to think, the liturgies. So we do mass, we do adoration every day at the seminary, and it's really beautiful. It's done very, very well. The whole idea behind the way that we do mass, the way that we do adoration, and pray the liturgy of the hours every day at the seminary, is that's supposed to be kind of the model for us. So when we leave the seminary and we go out into the parish, sometimes it's not always done. Mass isn't always done the way that we celebrated at the seminary, but we kind of have this model in mind, and it's really done very beautifully. And over the years, the liturgy, the mass, is something that I've really grown in my love for. I've really grown to love the mass and the liturgy, and I really can't wait to celebrate the mass as a priest. And it's because of my time in the chapel at Sacred Heart that I have this love. That's a that's a really big question. I feel like I've been preparing for the past 7, 8 years. But as the day draws closer, I'll be ordained on June 4th up in Marquette at St. Peter's Cathedral. And so I just finished a 5-day silent retreat last week. I started on Monday and finished on Saturday, and it was really it was a really good time to refocus. So I said I started on that Monday, but I had just graduated on Saturday. So there's been a lot going on in my life, getting ready for graduation, getting ready to move out of the seminary, and having those 5 days of silence were really special and really important. What the Lord did for me on those days, I've been telling people, it's kind of like there's a temptation, or there's a tendency when couples are preparing for marriage. They get really excited as the big day draws closer, it draws near, and they get really focused on the wedding. And sometimes it can be there can be the tendency to forget that, or to place the idea that they're getting married forever. They lose sight of the marriage as they prepare for the wedding. And I think that's been happening with me just a little bit with ordination. Is I'm graduating, I'm moving out of seminary, I'm trying to get invites out for the ordination, and I kind of forget just a little bit what it's all about, that I'm conforming myself to Jesus the high priest, or I'm being conformed to Jesus the high priest. So the retreat that I was on helped me focus my eyes back on Jesus, and really meditate and grapple with what this amazing sacrament is all about. I want to be a holy priest. That's really it. I want to be a priest who's conformed to the heart of Jesus Christ. And if I don't grow in holiness, that's I'm not doing what I'm called to do. If you look back at what all of the documents, the magisterial documents written by the Pope and different bishops over the last 100 years, every single one of them that talks about the priesthood, every single one of those documents say that the priest is called to be holy. So that's it. That's really it. I want to be a holy priest.